Hello everyone! Your Filipina page is back again after a long time. Nice to see you again. And happy weekend. Okay, now before I start with my main topic for today, I will share to you very, very weird dream that I had last night. Just for good vibes, okay? I miss laughing and I want to laugh. I dreamt about this last night that it was really, really weird kind of dream. I went to this place to make a content because, I've been so much worried and I'm thinking of having to have time to make a video for YouTube, but I can't really manage, so I really apologize. And yeah, so probably my subconscious mind was really like very like very, how you say, concentrated on the anxiety, let me say that, and my desire to make a video. So in this dream I went to a place and make a bit of like modeling style kind of thing, and then talking while walking, blah blah blah, and there was somebody with some friends, I think, but I can't identify who they are actually, but I know that they are my friends. And yeah, and I'm wearing a very nice dress, like this one actually, but this is not the same, okay? But something like this. It's white and with flowers like that. While I'm talking on that video, doing the content, there is a bit of like embarrassing accident that this one went out, and I don't have undergarments. So so I didn't notice that it was revealing already. The watermelons are revealing already. My gosh. And my friends didn't tell me. They didn't notice at all immediately. So I was doing the film or the shoot, whatever we call that. And there was some viewers, like audience, like spectators like that, who had filmed, took a video of me with that. And the video went spreading out social media, and I was really crying, like, because I was thinking, and I realized that, yeah, it was a dream, and then I was thinking, why did I dream something that kind of weird stuff? Because then I realized that I was really thinking of, like, I've seen a lot of girls wearing really like provocative, really, I don't know, maybe I've seen some videos like it was really like very obscene. I don't know for you guys, but for me, probably it's like really too much. Yes, sometimes I dress a bit sexy, if you may say that, but not that too revealing that it's like already out. Everyone, like you're barely wearing something, so it's no sense of wearing those clothes after all. But then like this, because it's summer, so probably it's that one. So it went viral, and I was crying, and I don't know where to go to complain whoever took the video of me. Oh my god. And I said, oh my god, thank god it's just a dream. And my family would kill me. This is so shameful and embarrassing to my kids actually. All right, now let's move on to our topic for today: loss versus control in a relationship. So admitting your loss is never a weakness. Accepting your flaws and your mistakes isn't a vestige of low self-esteem or low self-value, or it is called being humble and lowering down your ego and pride to meet halfway with your partner. Remember, it's a partnership, and communication is very important. Submission is number one of the hierarchy of importance. Submission not only to your man or your husband, but to others as well, and to yourself. You have to submit to yourself that you do commit mistakes, and you have to be accepting that and change for the better. Ask forgiveness, change for the better,
and not do it again. That's the most important part, because you keep on saying sorry, 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 but you do it all over again. It's not real. That is useless. That is a waste of time, a waste of energy, and a waste of words. Again, submission is never a loss. It's a win-win situation, to be honest. I've already discussed this in my two videos, part 1 and part 2, that is about submission, importance of submission in the family as a wife. This is what many or most Western women fail to understand or deny to admit, because they feel that they are really good and great, and the entitlement is really that high, unreachable, infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear said. A lot of Western women, not all, but they have been having a hard time to accept accountability, to take accountability and own the responsibility, because they believe that these are lowering down or leveling down or downgrading their worth as a woman, which personally, and I think most of us foreign women, traditional women, Filipinas, believe the other way around. Acceptance of your faults and being humble, asking forgiveness, especially to the ones who you did wrong, and also to your husband, to your loved ones, makes your relationship even more stronger and peaceful. And you begin to know each other more better, and you know to love each other more and more. But the thing is, the way I see it, just my opinion, but I think it's reality, it's out there, that they try to convince themselves that this ain't gonna happen because we are strong, we are independent, we are this and that, and we can get men if we want to, blah 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 blah, things like that. So they will always tell themselves that, not all of them, most of them, they will tell themselves that this ain't real, this ain't gonna happen, this ain't happening, and they're in control forever. So, yeah, okay, self confidence, self esteem is really very good, but again, when it's too much, it's really dangerous. I always repeatedly say this, and but for me also, to admit that you don't need a man is not really self confidence. It's hypocrisy for me, and living in a fantasy world. It's too much self entitlement. I mean, there are some, probably, but very, very rare exception that, you know, women don't need a man. Like, for example, they have decided that, after being widowed for a long time, they just decided to stay alone like this. But that's a different situation, and that's very rare. Generally, and majority of what is happening right now is not like that. They always try to say this, that they don't need a man because it's strength for them. All right, yep, partly maybe, yes, but again, for me, I don't see it as more a strength. Okay, let's just put it this way. Yes, it's a strong kind of thing, but for me, I am much more stronger if I say that and admit that I need a man. We need men. Now, there are some cases that they really chose to be alone because, again, rare exception, rare case. For me, it's more stronger to admit that you need a man, because that's, again, it's nature, it's natural, and if you deny that natural thing, it's abnormal. Really, it's really abnormal. For most of these women, they call it strength, and women power. They declare that it is independence and being high value women. They really stand on that conviction that they don't need a man. My words, actually. But they keep on sleeping around. Really, as in, like changing clothes every day. And for me, it's like, what? It's hypocrisy, to be honest. Most of them, they shift character afterwards when they don't get what they want. So it's more of wants versus needs. To admit of needing a man, again, take note, needing a man, not wanting a man, is more of a strength. I'm not coward to say that I need a man, because we do need men, really. So they suddenly shift characters, like, you know, revealing their true selves if they don't get what they want, that they feel they are really deserving of that, and that they really have the right to get that. I mean, without even thinking that what they can bring to the table, and that it is a give and take process. So if someone or some man would be going against them, some other people will say no, they will refuse, and they will get rejected by their ideas and their wants. They will go ballistic. They will declare and call their friends misogyny, misogyny, feminist, and sexist. I'm just coining this term, to avoid these words saying, on air. Now, here is where self-control and self-discipline should come in for a woman. Although we do need men, but it is also part of our responsibility for ourselves to have that self-control and self-discipline. Not because that you hated or you broke up with your man, or you had a fight, then you go again find another one immediately, or go to another man to vent out your feelings and just go around and play around. Well, that's not really discipline on your part. There's no self-discipline, there's no self-control. So again, just because you don't get what you want, and to be honest, you don't have to get what you want in your relationship, because you have to follow your man. Don't go ballistic over that, because it is for your own good. It's actually, again, submission is a win-win situation. The problem is, if you don't get what you want, you just go crazy and mad and furious and go blaming others and destroy others, put down others, and just to look good and to validate yourself. Some other women even really have, like, let's say, vile plans or not so good plans against their ex or their men, just to show that I am tough, I am greater, you cannot win over me. So there is no submission on that. There is no accountability. There is no humbling of yourselves. It's not gonna work. Whatever relationship you're into, even with your friends, even with your family, if you're like that, it's really hard to attain that real happiness, honestly. Now, why is it loss versus control? Now, when you were into a relationship before, and you are, as a woman, you are like that, your man is following you, not really following you, but giving all your whims and wants, because he wanted to he wanted to show his love and affection to you, to show his respect to you, to do his roles and responsibilities as a man for you, and to build a family structure that is strong. But then you try ruining that structure because you have your own personal desires, you have your own selfish desires. And so let's talk about this loss versus control in a relationship. Now, in most modern relationships right now in the Western part of the world, mostly, not all, again, nowadays it's really very apparent and rampant issue regarding the modern dating, modern women, and the strong and independent women, as they say. Now, men there has become oblivious of them just because you give way. Honestly, because they wanted to build the same family structure that was traditionally created or looked up as an ideal and as aspiration of men and women before. So also, let's face it, most men become oblivious and let's say passive in these issues that has been going on for a long time over there, to avoid the hustles and bustles and mind-racking stress and chaos, of course, of the abused laws in the society, like, for example, child custody and alimony. Most of the cases, I've confirmed this from my brother also and from my relatives who have been living there for for decades and decades already. They are citizens already. They told me that it is really true that men have become just like, let's say, lax on checking on their women because because of the loss that they have to deal with, child custody and a lot of money, alimony, and all these court hearings and settlements and a lot of other things, legal matters such as that. Most of them before, I think, just you know just become like, okay, never mind, okay, it's okay. But I've seen that a lot of them have woken up from their 100 years of deep slumber. No, I'm just being poetic, sorry, but I mean, have realized already that, okay, it's about time now. Okay, this is the issue right now. Let's say we turn it the other way around. If other countries will do that, I will always go for like those group of people or those individuals who at the same time have this kind of situation. I know the feeling, honestly. Believe me or not, and I don't want to convince you on that. What I'm just saying is my point of view, also some confirmations that I've got from my relatives and friends in the US. And yeah, as I've continued to study and learn about this, it's true. Psychology says that during this period that men are, let's say, sleeping, forgive me with these words, okay, during the sleeping period of these men, let's say they are the loss, they felt they're losing because their manhood is not the natural thing, their role, their voice, and being a man of the house is not recognized and acknowledged anymore. So yeah, so they're, let's say, they're the lost side or lost party, okay, and versus the control of the women. So let's say, like, it's like the dictator and this, I don't want to say servants, but something. Okay, let's say servants. Okay, no offense about this, just maybe a metaphor. Okay, so it's like they have the control because they're using the laws, and men are just okay and yes and yes. So they control, they are the dictator of the situation. And then these men are the losing party, something. Now it's going the other side. Now that the men have awakened and they're traveling abroad to find wives and blah, blah, now they're starting to react. For how many months already? They're starting to react, and then the role of loss and control is turned on the other way around. The control now is on the man's side, and the loss, let's say, if you don't like the word loss, let's say the not so good situation is now on most of these women. So that's why they can't admit that situation right now, that it was turned upside down already, or the other way around. So the control is on the men's side right now, because they're already pulling away, they're going out of the country, of your country. And yeah, and then you feel bad about that, and then you become to rant and say whatever ill regarding these men, plus putting the blame on them, plus adding the foreign women.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's what I mean with loss versus control. Now it's turning the other way around. It's like that the attention has fallen, and it became fragile for them. That's why the control is not on their side already. And now that these men are giving you the consequences of what you did and what you wanted, you're like throwing garbage questions, honestly, because it's like beating a dead horse so that you can still play. No, they're done. They really are done. They're men. They are firm in their decisions. They don't really felt your authenticity and your genuine asking of forgiveness and willingness, sincere, unblemished purity of changing yourself to be submissive and traditional. They're really gonna leave. And you said you don't care, so let them go. Let them go to where they can find their peace, their love, and their happiness, and the respect that they have been looking for, that they have been thirsty of, like most of us do. We all have the right. It's not just a privilege. It's not just your privilege, it's everyone's right to be happy, to be loved, to be respected, to be valued. And it's a reciprocation again and again. Bye, everyone.